Welcome to the Ops MVS Event Management and Automation 14.0 New Feature video series. This video will cover the Mainframe Team Center Automation, or MTCA, OPSLOG Viewer feature. OPSLOG Viewer is a new feature of MTCA that allows you to manage your OPSLOG data. OPSLOG Viewer is the first available feature of the new OPSLOG Manager component that allows you to view event records in OPSLOG from a modern web browser interface. This new functionality augments the existing Rules and System State Manager features already provided by MTCA and provides a single application from which to view the status of your Ops MVS systems automation. Today's agenda will start with an overview of the new functionality provided by the OPSLOG Viewer feature, followed by a detailed list of the prerequisites required for its use. We will review the required configuration, then describe the operation of the OPSLOG Viewer feature, including all of its benefits. Finally, we will provide a summary of everything discussed during the presentation. In this section, we discuss the business needs addressed by this new OPSLOG Viewer feature and the functionality required to meet those business needs. In addition to managing critical resources by status across your entire mainframe environment, Ops MVS provides efficient systems automation tools and utilities to help manage complex systems and processes. One of the mechanisms used to manage these systems and processes is the ability to capture events happening within your enterprise and take automated actions on these events. These events are stored by Ops MVS in a data structure known as an OPSLOG. Users can then view the contents of an OPSLOG to determine the state of their environment at a given point when performing root cause analysis of a particular system or application problem. Ops MVS already provides a mainframe panel-driven ISPF interface called OPSLOG Browse to allow users to view event records stored in an OPSLOG. This ISPF interface includes tools such as Find and Locate in order to search the OPSLOG for events that match the specified criteria. The new OPSLOG Viewer feature of MTCA provides similar functionality to the legacy OPSLOG Browse. Using OPSLOG Viewer, you can view events from any Ops MVS instance participating within the MTCA infrastructure. Note that the OPSLOG Viewer does not make use of the separately licensed Multi-System Facility, or MSF. During root cause problem analysis, the MTCA user viewing events in OPSLOG Viewer can quickly jump between the Rules Manager and System State Manager to examine the role of existing automation already in place. We now discuss the requirements and necessary prerequisites that must be installed and configured before you can take advantage of the OPSLOG Manager component, which includes the OPSLOG Viewer feature. Since the OPSLOG Manager component of MTCA was introduced in Release 14.0 of Ops MVS, all instances of Ops MVS that you wish to monitor using the OPSLOG Viewer must also be running Release 14.0. In addition to running Release 14.0, each instance of Ops MVS must be upgraded with a pair of PTFs containing both the OPSLOG Manager component and a new prerequisite component. These PTFs are LU0-6133 and LU0-6134. These PTFs upgrade the base Ops MVS components as well as introduce another new component of Ops MVS that is required for the OPSLOG Manager component to function. The second new component is called the Ops MVS REST API server. This new server provides RESTful access to events stored in OPSLOGs owned by instances of Ops MVS running on the same LPAR. In order for OPSLOG Viewer to retrieve OPSLOG records from any participating Ops MVS instance, The Ops MVS REST API server component must be installed and configured on each LPAR that hosts an instance of Ops MVS. In addition to running instances of the Ops MVS REST API server on each managed LPAR, the OPSLOG Manager component also requires at least one instance of the Zoe API mediation layer server to be installed on at least one LPAR in your environment. You can download this open mainframe component from the website zoe.org. MTCA will use the Zoe API mediation layer, or Zoe API ML, as a single point of access for gathering OPSLOG records from all instances of Ops MVS in your enterprise. Each instance of the Ops MVS REST API server will register itself with the Zoe API ML upon startup, and MTCA will query the Zoe API ML to find out how many instances of the Ops MVS REST API server are available when a user signs in to the MTCA website. In this section, we will discuss how to configure the new OPSLOG Manager component. To activate the new OPSLOG Manager component, you must first add the appropriate configuration values to the new OPSLOG section of the MTCA configuration file. This configuration section allows you to define all the connection parameters required to establish a secure connection to the Zoe API ML component. MTCA uses the Zoe API ML as a gateway to gather OPSLOG records from all registered instances of the Ops MVS REST API server, which in turn forwards these data requests to their associated Ops MVS instances for authentication and processing. In order for MTCA to discover all running instances of the Ops MVS REST API server, each server must register to the same Zoe API ML instance that is specified by the connection parameters in the OPSLOG section of the MTCA configuration file. Once MTCA is able to establish a connection to the Zoe API ML and the Zoe API ML successfully validates the user credentials, you are able to select the new OPSLOG Manager option from the main MTCA navigation drop-down list. Shown on this slide is the new OPSLOG section added to the MTCA's configuration file, defining how MTCA should establish a secure connection to the gateway component of the Zoe API ML. If the API ML server parameter is left blank, or if the MTCA is unable to establish a connection to the Zoe API ML server, or if the user's credentials cannot be verified, the OPSLOG Manager option will not be available on the MTCA main navigation dropdown. In this next section, we discuss user operation of the new OPSLOG Viewer feature. If the MTCA user is successfully verified by the Zoe API ML, then a new OPSLOG Manager option is added to the main navigation drop-down list. If this new option is selected, MTCA will display the new OPSLOG Viewer feature section in the main display window. This new section will not contain any OPSLOG records until a discovered instance of Ops MVS is selected from the system drop-down list. To start viewing OPSLOG records, the name of an Ops MVS instance must first be selected from the system drop-down list. The system list is populated with all the Ops MVS subsystems that are managed by instances of the Ops MVS REST API server that are currently registered with the configured Zoe API ML server. Once a subsystem is selected, the main screen is filled with the most recent records available from the live OPSLOG for that subsystem. You may then page through the selected OPSLOG using the scroll bar located on the right of the Event Messages table. If you wish to view records from an active OPSLOG other than the currently live one, you can select a different one from the OPSLOG drop-down list. The live OPSLOG is labeled in the drop-down list. In addition to using the vertical scroll bar to page through OPSLOG records, you may also use the top or bottom buttons to position the display to show records from either the beginning or the end of the selected OPSLOG respectively. This slide shows the controls for selecting and viewing an OPSLOG. You must first select an OPS MVS instance name from the system drop-down list, which is labeled number 1. Instances are named by LPAR and subsystem ID. The most recent OPSLOG records from the live OPSLOG for that subsystem are presented in the display window. You may choose to view a different active OPSLOG from the selected subsystem by using the OPSLOG drop-down list, which is labeled number 2. You use the vertical scroll bar, which is labeled number 3, to browse forward or backward through the currently selected OPSLOG. The top and bottom buttons, which are labeled number 4, are located above the display window between the options and host command controls. The options drop-down list allows you to perform one of the following actions. The Find option allows you to find one or more OPSLOG event messages by searching for a specified text string. The text string can be located in one of the following event fields: color, event, job name, message ID, sysname, text, or user. A search of the text column can be further qualified by stating the starting and ending columns to search. The Locate option allows you to locate a particular position in OPSLOG using either an event message number assigned by OPS MVS or date-time criteria. The Profile option allows you to restrict OPSLOG event messages displayed in the Event Messages table to only those that match a specified selection criteria. You can choose to view only those events that are assigned to a specific event type. You can also choose to include or exclude event records based upon matching values for one or more of the following event record fields: job name, message ID, color, sysname, or user. Once you have defined a set of event selection criteria, this set can be saved on a per-user basis as a named profile. Once a profile has been saved, you may select and apply this profile at any future point. The Configure Display option allows you to dynamically select which event record columns are shown in the main display window. This slide shows how to initiate a Find event request once the Find option is selected, as circled. You first decide which field should contain the specified search string by selecting the field name from the Find drop-down list. You then enter the search string into the Enter Text to Find field. When searching the text field, you may further restrict the search to a range of columns. The Max Events field allows you to put a limit on how many records should be searched before stopping the search process. The Prefix checkbox allows you to specify whether or not the search string should be at the beginning of the text found in the selected event message field. If selected, the event message will only match if the specified text is at the beginning of the selected field. This prefix checkbox is only available if one of the following event message fields is selected: job name, message ID, sysname, or user. If you wish to search for event messages issued at a later point in the log, you should select the next button to initiate the search. If you click the previous button to initiate the search, then the search will look for older messages that match the specified search string. This slide shows how to initiate a Locate event request once the Locate option is selected, circled in red. You first specify either an OPS MVS event record number or one or more date-time related fields. If an event record number is specified, the event record assigned that number will be located in the selected OPSLOG and displayed as the first record in the display window. If a date-time value is partially or completely specified, the record for the event that occurred closest to the specified date-time value is located and displayed. If only a part of the date-time fields are specified, then the record for the first event whose creation time matches the values that are specified is displayed. This slide shows how to create and apply an event profile once the profile option is selected, circled in red. You can filter which event records are shown in the display window by either selecting and applying a previously saved profile from the profile drop-down list, or you can create a profile from scratch by specifying event message criteria using the controls on the page. You can determine whether to include or exclude event records based upon values contained within one or more of the record fields. These fields include the job name, message ID, color, sysname, and user fields. You can also limit which event records are shown in the display window by selecting the desired event types from the event selection area. After specifying values for these criteria fields, you can either apply this set of filter criteria to the current view by clicking the Apply Selection button, or save this set of filter criteria as a named profile by clicking the Save As Profile button. To apply a previously saved profile, you first select the profile from the Profiles drop-down list, then click the Apply Selection button. To remove all event message filters, you first click the Clear Profile button, then click the Apply Selection button. Note that profile record filters are applied before performing search and locate operations. This slide shows how to select the columns of event record information that are displayed in the display window when the Configure Display option is selected, circled in red. All the available event record columns not currently being displayed are shown in the Available Columns list. If you wish to add a column to the display window, select the column name from the Available Columns list and click the Add button to move it to the Displayed Columns list. To remove a previously selected column from the display, select the column name from the Displayed Columns list and click the Remove button. To reposition a currently displayed column, select the column name from the Displayed Columns list and click either the up or down buttons located to the right of the Displayed Columns list. Clicking the up button moves the selected column one position to the left on the main display, and clicking the down button moves the selected column one position to the right. You can also use the first button to make the selected column the first column in the display, or use the last button to make the selected column the last column. Click the Apply button to apply any changes that you made. In this presentation, we introduced the new OPSLOG Viewer feature of the Mainframe Team Center automation component of Ops MVS. OPSLOG Viewer allows you to view OPSLOG records from any instance of Ops MVS that participates with MTCA. While viewing these OPSLOG records, you can perform actions such as finding a series of messages that match a specified search criteria, locating an OPSLOG record based on either its assigned Ops MVS event record number or a specified date time of creation, and changing your view of the OPSLOG records to show only those columns of event information that are important to you. For more detailed information about Ops MVS, you can visit the website shown here. From there, you can go to product documentation, visit the support community, see the learning path, and much more. Thank you for watching our video.